Bulabinaka, my name is Litia and I'm from the beautiful island of Laos and I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
My name is Casey, I'm from Tabua. We love Today FM in Tabua. Today FM rocks.
My name is Selina, I'm from Tawenga Vengamba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Pula, my name is Carlo. I love listening to the music in Today FM, in Malak Island. Today FM rock.
Today's hit music on Today FM.
FSC works on getting fundamentals right. And public urged to provide accurate information during census.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Amrita Sagar.
The Fiji Sugar Corporation is working on getting its fundamentals right so that it can take the industry to new heights. FSC Chair Vishnu Mohan says their goal is to increase cane production by 4 million tonnes and sugar by 400,000 tonnes, but this will not happen overnight. Ritika Pratap reports.
The FSC has set the wheels in motion. Talks are underway to acquire 12,000 hectares of land on which they will grow sugarcane themselves.
It's not an impossible goal. I think it's achievable if we put our mind and heart to it, and if we get everybody on side, and government is totally supportive, and actually they have been extremely supportive. They believe in our ability to do that, and I firmly believe we can actually make it happen in the next 3 to 4 years.
The FSC believes to achieve the targeted production in the next 5 years, they need to firstly address the mill capacity.
I think the first reason for FSC becoming involved in cane farming, which it hasn't in a significant way in the past, is to actually move the dial very quickly, to get us out of the situation we're in and actually increase the raw material coming through our factories. Now, we'll do that by deploying modern technology, modern farming methods, and doing things that make young people interested.
FSC Chair Vishnu Mohan says the government is providing a lot of assistance to the sugar industry and it is important to get good returns on the money invested to reach new heights.
We can't be depending on government money all the time, because government must be able to throw good money after good, not good money after bad. That's very important. So FSC has a commitment to the government, who is our major shareholder, to give the returns on their investment. So we need to be wise about how we spend the money, and we can't have emotions in the equation. We need to take emotions completely out of it.
Mohan was providing an update on the current status of the sugar industry and the major plans in place to bring the industry back on track at the recent CPA Congress in Singatoka. Over 200,000 people depend on the industry for their livelihood. Ritika Pratap, FBC News.
It is important for you to provide accurate information during the census period, as these details will play a crucial role when future developments are planned for the country. Senior statistician Rupeni Tawake says the enumerators will be filling around 9 sections in a form when they visit households. Savara Tambor reports.
People are being advised to answer all questions posed by the enumerators correctly, as the data collected is important to cater for our future needs.
We feel that once each and every person appreciate the value of the data that is collected, then they will be willing to participate and give accurate information during the actual count. So we are asking each and every person who will be in the country on 17th of September to please give accurate information when you are asked by the census officials.
Tawake says that they have carefully chosen the questions so that it is easy for the people to provide the right details.
Coming up with a final questionnaire, we've had consultations with all the respective ministries but the heads of the different line ministries, coming up with their needs, their development agenda before we finalize the questionnaire. It's a big process and we really have to rationalize or justify each of the questions that's going into the questionnaire. So that's why we're asking a lot of questions, but please bear with us. There are justifications for asking those questions.
Yes, I got the details of my daughter, my son, my mom, and my bro.
Yes, I know that. The enumerators will be out in all divisions from tomorrow to begin the official counting. People are being advised to sleep at their own homes tonight or to remember where they spent their census night in order to avoid double counting or missing the count altogether.
Meanwhile, you can get more information on the census on our current affairs show For the Record straight after news. Prime Minister Voreqe Bainimarama met with Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau at McGill University to discuss Fiji's COP23 presidency and collaboration in climate action yesterday. Bainimarama received a warm welcome from students of the university. At the meeting, Trudeau reassured Bainimarama of the government and people of Canada's support towards Fiji's COP23 presidency. Temporary road humps have been installed in front of Everest Plaza in Laucala Beach Estate to address speeding concerns. Fiji Roads Authority Acting Chief Executive Robert Sen says this follows after the high accident rates recorded in the area. However, Sen says this is not the instant cure for all traffic issues. He says the installation of infrastructure such as speed humps is a last resort when all other safety measures fail and the safety of the public is compromised. The temporary road humps have been placed until the LTA installs speed cameras in the area. Still to come, medical students showcase Pacific culture. And tonight, we bring you the success story of a Navua businessman. Stay with us.
Ranalika, o tikongon na tao no Singapore, ando talitaka na wakaronga ng Bull FM, number 2 na seri.
Ya dora subuni kurang bili, borani buat sekarang hambara binaranga, do talitaki na wakaronga ng Bull FM, number 2 na seri. Bula!
Bula FM, number 2 na seri.
A 13-year-old girl is admitted at the Lautoka Hospital after she was dragged by a moving sugarcane train on Friday night. The girl from Lomolomo was sent to the shop by a relative and she allegedly jumped onto a moving train when the incident happened. It is alleged she fell off the train and was dragged for about 5 meters. She was taken to the Lautoka Hospital where she underwent surgery. Police investigations continue. The Rock Market, which is a monthly event, is an opportune time for Fijians to promote handmade crafts and local food. The event at Gladstone Road in Suva once again attracted many people, giving vendors a chance to earn extra cash. Riklesh Singh reports.
There are always familiar faces at the Rock Market, with people rushing to buy food and craft from their favorite vendors.
I've been doing this Rock Market now for about 12 years, so a very long time. I'm one of the senior tenants here at the market.
Andrew Meldon has been selling rocks and crystal and says it has been lucrative for him.
It has a big profit margin in it. At the same time, I do a lot of education with people, with youngsters, and with people in all different ages. So I definitely make my life doing this, and it works out pretty good. Yeah.
The sale of pot plants is another attraction for consumers. The vendors often sell different varieties of plants, which is only available at the Rock Market.
It's a very benefit for me. I have done a lot of work from my Rock Market, from my money from the plants in my house, from my family, supported my family, my household, and many other educational and medical.
The Rock Market is held on every third Sunday of the month. Riklesh Singh, FBC News.
People from all walks of life gathered at the Vodafone Arena in Laucala Bay, Suva, to watch performances on different cultures by the Fiji School of Medicine students. More than 300 students reenacted stories from different Pacific countries through songs, dance and drama. Kelly Vadala reports.
More than 1,000 people were part of the FSM Students Association Cultural Night, which aimed at encouraging creativity in youths.
Yeah, it's pretty full. It's the first time in my years at FSM that we're having this at Vodafone Arena, and the capacity is quite different to that of the old gym, and so yeah, we're really nervous about doing something this big when we're used to that small comfortable space of the old gym. This is one of the culture nights that we've prepared so much for. We've had almost 3 rehearsals already leading up to today.
Many FSM students say the annual event gives them the opportunity to share their culture and traditions with other ethnic groups.
This brings all the students together and we learn about each other's culture. It's a great way to show cultural diversity.
It's one of the events we students look forward to, and we come here to actually share and learn from each other's traditions and culture.
actually creates culture awareness that's important for youth.
The association says the event is getting bigger every year as it attracts a lot of interest from Fiji and other Pacific Island students. Kelly Vathala, FBC News.
Life after retirement is not always about relaxation. For many, it's mostly a time when they can venture into a new trade or invest into a business that will help them earn extra cash. In our Successful Fijian segment tonight, we look at the journey of Naresh Chandra, who is now a successful Dalo exporter of Navua.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Naresh Chandra, a retired civil servant, began his exporting business in 2015.
Involved in this business because I was not retired and I was just staying home, and my son-in-law came and told me that, we wanted to operate this business. So I gave them this land. I got, this land is mine, freehold land, so I gave it to them. Okay, start the business. Then they started it. And he told me that you have to manage it, then I'm managing it.
Father of three says he suffered many challenges in the last 3 years. The major one was the price hike of root crops following tropical cyclone Winston.
The main struggle was the Winston, and prices were too high. We used to buy Dalo for $2.50, $3 a kilo at that time. And when we started it, we didn't have this container, we didn't have the truck, and we applied for Government Ministry of Trade, and they have given us the truck and the container.
Chandra exports his products under the name Swana Enterprises to Australia. He ventured into other products and says it was a hit in the Australian market.
We are just exporting Dalo, cassava, jackfruit, palm tea on the seco, that we call seco, plus breadfruit at the moment on the Bora bean. I'm exporting it to Sydney, that is Blacktown. My daughter is running a shop, and my son-in-law, Kumar's Groceries. So all the items he used to take it from there. Ospec marketing.
The 60-year-old says, like any other business, he has his ups and downs.
We started in 2015. I think it was in April 2015. So our target was to send 1 container a month. So we already sent about 13 or 14 containers already. And now sometimes it is not successful because of we won't be able to get plenty of things at the right time when we needed it. And the prices are too high too sometimes. At the moment now, Dalo and cassava is, flooded in Australia. So the price is very down now. So at the moment now, I'm concentrating on jackfruit and other things.
The businessman is urging the people to make use of their idle land to plant cash crops. He says there are many ways to earn money if people put their talents to good use. Sabara Tambua, FBC News.
Successful Fijians is brought to you by the Fiji Development Bank, your partner in progress.
Ahead in sports, Fiji and Drua shift focus on next match. Golovkin showdown with Alvarez ends in a draw. This and more coming up.
मैं प्रेमिला वायरुकू रेकी रेकी से सुबह मेरी आँख खुलती है तो मैं मिर्ची एफएम सुनती हूँ. मिर्ची एफएम इज नंबर 1. इट्स सो हॉट.
हम लोग बार टाउन के कैरियर ड्राइवर लोगों ने हम लोग के मिर्ची एफएम सुनो अच्छा लगे. मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट.
हाय, मैं संध्या नारिया रेकी से. मेरे सारे दोस्त मिर्ची एफएम सुनते हैं. मिर्ची एफएम इज हॉट. आई लव मिर्ची एफएम.
हमें स्पिन टोटो ताबुआ के मिर्ची एफएम में सबसे अच्छा गाना बजे.
मिर्ची एफएम इट्स हॉट.
Fiji Airways Drua coach Senirusi Seruvakula believes they will need to step up their style of play in the match against the defending champion Perth Spirit next Saturday. The side defeated New South Wales Country Eagles by 31-14 yesterday, and Seruvakula says this has boosted the morale of the team. Melita Vanga reports.
Defeating last year's runners-up yesterday was a great achievement for the Fijian Drua, but there is a bigger task ahead of them as they will battle the defending champion.
Always challenging playing against these guys. It's going to be tougher. It's going to be tougher as we go. And that's why we need a big squad.
Captain Moses Evoka says they need to look at their discipline, which was lacking in yesterday's game.
Major work on last year and next week and maybe the following games, just to work on our discipline. If we work on our discipline, I think we will be a great factor for us winning of the games.
The Fijian Roar is currently leading the Australian National Rugby Championship points table after their impressive win yesterday. The Roar has 10 points after 3 games, while the Greater Sydney Rams are second on the table with 9 points and Canberra Vikings third with 8 points. Melitavanga, FBC Sports.
Students, teachers, parents and all boys of Ratu Kandavu Lewa School gathered in the school ground yesterday to celebrate the Dean's victory. RKS dominated the Dean's competition last month, winning all grades from under 14 to under 19. The RKS Old Scholars Association presented cash prizes to the various grades as part of yesterday's celebration. The Springboks suffered a humiliating loss against the All Blacks during the Rugby Championship clash in Auckland, New Zealand last night. The All Blacks ran in 8 tries in the match, handing South Africa their first loss of the year. Blues FC from Nandi is the first team to qualify for the final of the National Club Championship from the Western Zone after registering 2 wins today at Prince Charles Park. They beat FC City United 1-0 in the first game before beating 4R 1-0. Shafim Baksh scored the first goal in the first half of the match. This result has also bundled Bars 4R out of the championship.
Give credit to all the boys, all the boys that played and all the boys that were on the bench. They just played their hearts out. So and we started training. We trained throughout the year, and we are the unbeaten team this local league season, and still we are unbeaten. So I'm very proud of the boys.
Athletics Fiji will name the final team for the Pacific Mini Games in Vanuatu at the end of this month. Athletes from various districts will compete in 7 track and field events during the final trial as they aim to represent the nation at the Games in December. Team officials are excited with the turnout of athletes and also the effort shown by them at the trial.
We've had about around 35 to 40 athletes that turned out to try and secure a placing in the third and final track. As you know, we have to name our team by the end of September for the mini games in Vanuatu. So the performance today, encouraging. We had some really good, encouraging performances that have put the athletes in a good position to build a form for the mini games.
Former Fiji rep Samuela Tui and Ishwar Lal of Rewa were crowned the champions of the National Open Pairs at the Fiji Bowling Club this afternoon. The duo defeated David Aitchison and Rajneesh Prasad of Sheraton 14-12 in the final. Tui, who walked away with $400 cash, says it was a tough final. 30 bowlers were competing for the top spot.
Opposition team, David and Raju from the West, they are both Fiji reps, so they played very well. But we just managed to, content them and be close to them, and that's how we managed to win the game.
Meanwhile, Bureta FC, Raymond's FC, Civic FC and Navuso Barbarians have confirmed their spot in the finals of the 2017 Vodafone National Club Championship to be played at Ratu Kambao Park, Nosori next weekend. Last year's finalists Bureta FC of Suva drew 0-0 with Kasavu Sports of Rewa and defeated Lokia Landing 1-0 in their final pool match this afternoon. Also, Raymond FC of Rewa side lost 1-0 to Navuso Barbarians and came back firing against League FC 3-0 in the second match. In other matches, League FC of Navua regrouped after 3-0 loss to Raymonds and defeated Navuso Barbarians 2-1. Meanwhile, Leone Nakarawa's Racing 92 takes on Oyonnax at 2:50 a.m. tomorrow, while Toulon plays Montpellier. You can watch both matches live on FBC TV. Gennady Golovkin and Saul Canelo Alvarez fought to a draw in the hotly anticipated World Middleweight title showdown in Las Vegas. Golovkin was bidding to defend his WBC, WBA and IBF belts against Alvarez in the bout, but the match was too close to call, with the judges declaring a split draw at the end of 12 rounds. The decision sees Golovkin retain his 3 world middleweight titles.
This is the first round. You got to get past the first round. Canelo lands first with that. When he hits middleweight, there's not much reaction.
And it looks like Golovkin wants to step up his punch activity in this round.
But when you're on the ropes, you better move your body, move your head. Body shot. And he's starting to wear and get closer. He's starting to wear down. Oh, so much fun between Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez.
This is great stuff.
That's 16 foot. Well, even past my prediction, I thought it was going to... Junkyard Dog. He's doing it. Upstairs. Tony Shells, Kevin Kelly. Final seconds of what's been a fantastic and fun fight between Gennady Golovkin and Canelo Alvarez.
Generally, fine weather was experienced over most parts of Fiji today. Looking at the west, periods of sun and clouds with a couple of showers this afternoon. Eastwards from Pacific Harbour to Suva, it was another fine day. Mostly sunny and windy. Temperatures are expected to drop at night though. And up in Vanuatu, sunny and humid conditions prevailed. Clouds took over in some parts by the afternoon. At sea, east to southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas and moderate southerly swells. For the tides, a high tide early morning will be at 4:33 with a low tide at 10:56. Sunrise is at 5:59. For tomorrow, cloudy periods with brief showers over the eastern parts and interior of the larger islands. It should be fine apart from isolated afternoon or evening showers elsewhere. The outlook for Tuesday, fine apart from isolated afternoon or evening showers. Recapping the main stories, FSC works on getting fundamentals right and public urged to provide accurate information during census. For these stories and others, you can tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. To our poll question, this week we are asking, is Sitiveni Rambuka a better party leader than Rotemu Mukepa? Visit our FBC website to answer. You can always send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or share it with us via our Facebook page FBC News. Or you can always follow and tweet us your news tips at FBC News or simply hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. Until next time, good night.
Bula, Keron mai Singatoka, Keron do talita kana varorong na Radio Fiji 1 and Domoy Viti.
Ayaw na rin siya. Kung minasama ko tikola, do talita kana Radio Fiji 1 kina Domoy Viti.
Kaya kuya gawa sila tale, naguraramay na omani, nando nga. Gitu talita gini ang gitu pinasabali, nagudurong barong na Radio Fiji 1 ng Domoy Viti.
Na Radio Fiji 1 ng Domoy Viti na buong ni BNN.